Good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing about what are the various harmful effects of the impurities. So in the previous slides I have been discussed about what are the impurities present in the water. So we will give a quick review on that. So I have told you there are three types of impurities present. First is suspended impurities, colloidal impurities and dissolved impurities. So in the suspended impurities, in these impurities the water may contain such as clay, mud, algae, fungi, organic and inorganic matters, industrial waste. Okay, these impurities are dispersion of solid particles that are large enough to be removed by the filtration on the surface. And another thing I have also told you, in the suspended particles which have the same specific gravity as that of the water are mixed in the water. Okay, and the next is the size of the suspended impurities ranges from, that is 0 to 10 to the power minus 3 millimeter. Okay. So next is colloidal impurities. In the colloidal impurities, the colloidal particles, it contains crystals, glasses, gels and silica. It is present in the water, and these are charged particles, and the size of the colloidal particles is very small. Such impurities never settles down and they remain in motion. As I have told you, as these are charged particles, there are two types of charge, that is positive charge and the negative charge. And in the positive charge, it contains like aluminum peroxide, metallic oxide. This contains positive charge, and the acidic or neutral materials such as silica, glass, it contains negative charge. When these two charges collide with each other, they never settles down and they remain in motion. Okay, so and the size of the colloidal particles is very small, and it ranges from 10 to the power minus 3 millimeter to 10 to the power minus 6 millimeter. So next is dissolved impurities. Solids, liquids and gases are dissolved in natural waters. Some impurities are dissolved in water when it moves over the rocks or the soils. These dissolved impurities may contain organic compounds, inorganic salts and gases. Okay, so these are the dissolved impurities. So now we will be discussing about what are the harmful effects of the impurities. So first is bacteria. As I have told you, in the suspended impurities, it contains bacteria, algae, fungi, clay, silt, it contains. So in the bacteria, it causes diseases, and if the algae and protozoa is present in the water, it causes odor, turbidity and color of the water changes. Next is clay or silt, it causes turbidity. Next is calcium and magnesium. If the calcium and magnesium is present in the water, then the carbonate, it causes hardness and alkalinity. Sulfate, it causes hardness. Bicarbonate, it causes alkalinity and hardness. Okay, next is sodium. If in the sodium the chloride is present, it causes taste and salinity. And in manganese, it causes black or brown in color. And in iron oxide, it causes taste, corrosiveness, hardness and color. Okay. So next is metal. In the metal, it leads to the lead, it causes lead poisoning, and in arsenic, it causes poisoning. Oxygen, it corrodes the metals. Carbon dioxide, it causes acidity and corrode the metals. Next is gases, that is hydrogen sulfate. If the hydrogen sulfate is present in the water, it causes like rotten egg, odor, acidity and corrode the metals. Okay, so these are the various harmful impurities that are present in water, and it causes or it affects our health. Next is water analysis. As I have discussed with you what are the various impurities or what are the various harmful effects of the impurities that are present in water, next we will be discussing about water analysis. While we use the water, we have to taste the water. Okay, there are some of the tests, that is physical test, chemical test and biological test. And why this water analysis is mainly done? The analysis of water is mainly done to determine the various impurities present in it. Okay, mainly we have to determine the various impurities that are present in it. On the basis of these impurities, the treatment plant will be designed. We have to design a treatment plant, and therefore the analysis of the water is very necessary, okay, before designing any water supply scheme. So these are the following tests which are done during water analysis, that is physical test, chemical test and biological test. So in the first physical test, it indicates the properties detectable by the senses. Next is chemical test. It determines the amount of mineral and organic substances that affects the water quality. And next is biological test. It shows the presence of bacteria, characteristics of facial pollution. Okay, so in the physical test, we will be discussing about temperature. In the temperature of water is measured by means of ordinary thermometers. Okay, and from the temperature, the density, viscosity, vapor pressure and surface tension of water we can also determine. And the temperature of surface water is generally same to the atmospheric pressure, because their groundwater may be more or less than that of the atmospheric pressure. And the most desirable temperature for public supply is between 4.4 degrees Celsius to 10 degrees Celsius. And if the temperature is above, that is 26 degrees Celsius, then these are undesirable. And if it is above 35 degrees Celsius, then it is not good. Okay. So this is the temperature that we use in the physical test with this contains. Next is color. That is, the color of the water is usually due to the presence of organic matter in colloidal conditions, but sometimes it is also due to mineral and dissolved organic and inorganic impurities. Okay. So before testing the color of the water, first of all, total suspended matter should be removed from the water by centrifugal force in a special apparatus. After this, the color of the water is compared with the standard color solution or color disc. The permissible color for domestic water is 20 ppm, that is parts per million. So that means in the color of the water is mainly or is usually due to the presence of the organic matter in colloidal conditions, but sometimes it is also due to mineral and dissolved organic and inorganic impurities. So we can say that the color of the water mainly due to the presence of organic matter or mineral and dissolved organic and inorganic impurities. Okay, so if we test the color of the water, first of all we have to take a total suspended matter should be removed from the water by centrifugal force by taking a special apparatus. After this, the color of the water is compared with the standard color solution or color disc. Okay. So that color, when it is produced by 1 milligram of platinum in a liter of distilled water, has been fixed as a unit of color. And the permissible color for domestic water is 20 ppm, or we can say that is parts per million. Okay. Next is turbidity. Turbidity means it is caused due to presence of suspended and colloidal matter in the water. The character and amount of turbidity depends on the type of the soil over which the water has been moved. There are two types of turbidity and turbidity units. First is based on visual method. Next is based on direct or meter reading method. So we can say that this turbidity is mainly caused due to the presence of suspended and colloidal matter in the water, and the amount of turbidity mainly depends on which type of soil we take or over which the water has been moved. And there are two types of turbidity and turbidity units. First is based on the visual method and based on the direct or meter reading method. So next, the taste and odor we'll be discussing in the next class. Thank you.